Qualifying for tomorrow's Andes Frozen Custard 300 has been canceled due to the rain. We were already joined by our pole winner pole sitter for tomorrow's race, Austin Hill. We'll open up to questions for Austin. Raise your hand, we'll get a wireless microphone to you. Jerry?
Jerry Jordan kicking the tires on it. So how was your run? Oh, wait.
Yeah, it was good, actually. I was actually messing with my engineer and told him that it was on the splitter a little bit, but we had a really good run off of 4 that got us propelled there to get the pole. So it's really weird, like sitting on the pole, obviously, and not going out there and making the lap. But it just goes to show that we did everything right last week to end up in this position. So I'm excited about tomorrow, having the clean air, and nobody knows what their car is going to be like tomorrow. So we'll have to just watch the truck race, watch cup practice and qualify, and see if we can learn anything from there, and then make our best educated guess going into the race tomorrow.
You know, a lot of times we come here and it's 1,000 degrees outside, or feels like it anyway. Tomorrow, like high 70s, low 80s,
Yep.
Sunny, nice weather, windy. You know, will that help you, kind of get a feel for the track?
Well, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how the race plays out with it being cooler. Obviously, the hotter it is, the more slick it's going to be out there, so there's going to be a little bit more grip on the track. So I'm interested to see where it ends up. I don't think I've ever been here to Texas and raced where it's like under 90 degrees. It's always above 90 here. So I have a lot of unknowns going into tomorrow. Like, I don't know how my car is going to drive. Obviously, nobody in the field does because we didn't have practice or qualifying. Then on top of that, you have the weather. It's going to be like mid-70s. And then with the rain, track's going to be green tonight for the truck race. So I don't know how much I'm going to learn from that. Hopefully I can learn a little bit from the cup side. But, it's going to be a lot different, I think, the way the race is going to play out just because of how the cooler temperatures are.
Go ahead.
You kind of bounced around 2 of the things that I was wanting to ask. You mentioned, starting up front, you get that clean air right out of the gate, and then having the weather and the rain giving you that green track. Is that kind of a sigh of relief that you're not having to start, maybe somewhere else like mid-pack or wherever else, or are you just still like, I have no clue what anything's going to happen when the green flag drops?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the greatest thing being the front row, because we're going to be the first car to the corner to figure out like where the grip level's at. So, and I already know that between Algar and I, like, I'm going to be like, I'm not lifting until you lift, and he's going to be like, I'm not lifting until you lift. So we're both going to drive it in there extremely deep and hopefully both come out the other end. But I think in that scenario, if you're second row, if you're third or fourth, I almost think you have a little bit of an advantage because you get to see what the lead cars are doing in front of you and kind of gauge off of them. But, in saying all that, we did this all COVID year where it was you line up and race. You had no practice and qualifying. So it's not like it's our first time doing this. Like, we'll all be fine. We'll get through it. And it's going to be one of those things you're going to have jitters for the first 10 laps. Everyone's trying to fill their car out, see where the track's at. And then after that, it's just going to be regular racing after that.
Does that throw you and your team for a loop when you prepare at the shop for what you think the race is going to be and then have this huge curveball? Does that throw you for a loop at all?
Well, we're still planning on sticking to our game plan. But we do have, like, our setup that we brought this weekend is a little different than what we've brought here in the past. But we have it built into our setup to where if we do need to tighten up the car or loosen up the car a little bit, we can do that before the race starts. So, I think that it would have been nice to get out there and run, even if it was just 5 laps, just to get a shakedown of the car and see where it kind of maybe might be tomorrow. But with it being a green racetrack like it is and all the rain that's came, I don't know how much you would actually learn from the 5 laps, because I think the race when it gets started tomorrow is going to be totally different with all the rubber that's going to get laid down.
Go to Christian. Oops, sorry.
It's okay, Steph. Thank you. You kind of alluded to it with the last question you asked, but how much does this change your plan for tonight? Obviously, you kind of go into it with what you're going to have, but How much does that mean you're going to be watching this truck race? How much does it mean you're having conversations with your team? Does it change anything you're going to do tonight?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing it changes for tonight for me is I'm not going to be going back and rewatching practice and rewatching qualifying, watching film, looking at SMT, trying to figure out what the car needs to be better for tomorrow. All of those are unknown, so I won't have that tonight. All I'm going to be doing tonight is sitting back and watching the truck race and just seeing how it plays out from the start of the race to the end of the race. But at the same time, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to take from that because, for one, it's a night race. They're going to be starting on a green racetrack. It's going to be even cooler when they run than when we race in the heat of the day tomorrow, with it still being in the 70s or so. And then just the trucks race totally different than the Xfinity cars do with all the downforce and side force. So I don't know how much I'm going to really gain from that, other than if tonight I see that the resin lane or PJ1 lane kind of comes in and gets worked in, and I see guys making time in that second lane, I think that that's something I can put in the back of my mind for tomorrow, that it could be there fairly quick into our race. Other than that, I think I'm going to probably be looking more closely to either last year's race, just go back and rewatch it again, looking at some of that data, or the Cup practice and qualifying tomorrow. I'm probably going to watch it as close as I can and just see if guys are moving around in the Cup car and making speed in that bottom lane versus in the second lane.